Renault Logan 2004 to 2015. Hello everyone! Despite the high popularity, Logan can't be called handsome. In addition, with age, traces of corrosion may appear on its body, which of course don't adorn the car. Most likely, the paintwork peels off from the bottom of the rear wheel arch at the junction with the thresholds. Weak points can be called the upper edge of the windshield, the opening of the trunk lid under the rear window of the same wheel arch and seals. True, the first cars suffered the most from this source. After making changes to the electroplating technology, the bodywork of cars younger than 2008 became more resistant to rust. However, in any case, owners of used Logans are strongly recommended to regularly, once every 2 to 3 years, perform a complete anti-corrosion treatment. At the same time, you can install additional sound insulation. It certainly will not be superfluous. On budget cars of this class, they clearly save on the Shumka installation, however, as well as on finishing materials. By the way, body parts on Logan are not so expensive. Reliable and economical petrol-age valve force with a volume of 1.4 liters 75 horsepower and 1.6 liters 87 horses were installed on Logan. On restored cars in 2009, a 1.6 liter 16 valve with a capacity of 102 horsepower also appeared. All engines run on 92-octane gasoline. Moreover, they have been working for a long time. For more than 20 years, they have been put in various models of a French company, so servicemen have studied them thoroughly. True, despite their long track record, these engines still have some congenital source. For example, after 4 to 5 years, the crankshaft and camshaft oil seals begin to sweat. The fact is that the front oil seals change quite quickly and not very expensive, but when updating the rear crankshaft sealing ring, you will have to remove the gearbox. By 100,000 kilometers of run, the valve cover gasket may become snooty. Replacing it is cheap. Do not forget to change the timing belt strictly every 60,000 kilometers. In order not to pay twice for the same work, servicemen recommend updating the water pump along with it, which rarely serves until the next scheduled timing belt replacement. Approximately the same amount was released to the belt of drive units. On these engines, periodically after 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers, you will have to change the ignition coils. Due to the failure of the relay, it is often necessary to buy a new generator. The idle speed sensors, the position of the crankshaft and camshafts are not particularly durable. Due to bad gasoline, the oxygen and mass airflow sensors begin to mow. If you ride a surrogate for a long time, then in the end the neutralizer will rebel, which costs a lot of money. However, the domestic owners of Logans rarely bother with its replacement. The catalytic element is simply cut out, installed in a snag and continue to operate the car without it. For Logan, it is better to choose a specialized service. A garage in which all brands of cars are repaired is not good. Frenchmen should be serviced by mechanics familiar with Renault technology. After all, the design of this engine has its own zest. For example, the cylinder count starts from the valve wheel, and there are no marks on the crankshaft pulley and cylinder block for setting the valve timing. All engines are combined with a 5-speed mechanics or a 4-speed automatic. A mechanical box is primarily durable and designed for the entire life of the car. However, in order for the manual transmission to live to old age in our conditions, it should be updated every 60,000 kilometers of oil. Although the instruction manual says that the transmission fluid in the box is filled for its entire service life. After 5 to 6 years, the linkage of the gear selector becomes loose. Do not forget that the reverse gear is not equipped with synchronizers, so it should only be engaged when the car is completely stopped and with the clutch pedal fully depressed. The automatic transmission is perhaps the most problematic part of the car. Despite the fact that it is inexpensive and simple in design, it does not differ in durability. We must be prepared for the fact that after 100,000 to 130,000 kilometers of run, the whole body may fail as well as the clutch package, the resource of which depends on the purity and pressure of the oil in the system. Therefore, the transmission in the automatic transmission should be updated every 60,000 kilometers, or at least once every 2 to 3 years. But the box is relatively affordable and maintainable. Logan's main trap cut is considered to be a hose drum and unprecedentedly energy-intensive suspension with a rear semi-independent beam. It is clear that in this case there is no need to talk about perfect controllability. After all, such cars are not purchased for city racing. This compact family sedan was created first of all for a comfortable ride on bad roads, and it copes with this task with a 5+. At the same time, the suspension easily swallows small and medium bumps, slightly shaking riders in deep pits and potholes. Stabilized struts and bushing are considered consumable parts in the charts, which north an average of 20,000 to 50,000 kilometers and cost a penny. Depending on the driving style, in the range of 60,000 to 100,000 kilometers, the front shock absorbers will remind themselves, and later the rear ones. Wheel bearings, ball bearings, and strut bearings weigh about the same amount. In the rear suspension, apart from silent blocks and shock absorbers, there is nothing much to change. In steering, after 50,000 kilometers of run, tips and rows will have to be updated. The rail itself begins to tap up at 20,000 to 30,000 kilometers, but it is too early to change it. It is enough to tighten and adjusting nuts, and it will last at least at the same amount. Electrical equipment will not present any special surprises. You can only complain about the tip-to-beam lamps that burn out with an invariable frequency, once every 3 to 4 months. Users also have questions about the unproductive operation of the ventilation system. There are also complaints about ergonomics. The driver's seat cushion is short, which is adjustable and high only in expensive versions. The sound signal is located at the end of the steering column lever, and the gas tank cap is opened with the ignition key. However, these are all little things that you get used to over time. The main thing is that a used Logan almost never fails, and if it breaks, then you can always fix it, even in the most remote village. After all, in terms of simplicity of design, it is not inferior to domestic cars. Therefore, an unpretentious, economical, and strong set attracted taxi drivers and private traders who make a living by driving. However, when choosing a second-hand Logan, we still advise you to avoid cars from a taxi, and also check modification with an automatic with special care. If you have had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.